frame for the space where we're going to put the boiler, which is above the stairs, where Davide has bought a bit of a platform, and we'll put the boiler and everything in there. We found this old door set and door frame on our building site, so I'm just sanding it back. The varnish is a bit tough because it's been on there a long time, but it's pine, so we just slowly get it back, and then I'll stain it and it'll look like chestnut in the end, so it'll look quite nice. So the first thing I like to do is just square up the frame, test the doors. The frame isn't particularly good, but I've put some L plates in here and it's a bit more rigid now, but important the doors shut and close. So that's the next stage of that, so a bit more filling, a bit more sanding. I'm wire and brushing all the hinges off, and then I'll paint and spray them black. Should bring it back to life, I think. So I've finished this frame now as good as I want to get it. On the outside, the other side I haven't really bothered with because it's going in a utility room, so we won't really see the other side, so it's just important to see this side. Just filled various areas. Here there was a huge gap, so I've just filled it with pine and then a bit of filler. We're going to stain it with impregnante. It's used more for outside, but I've got so much of it, so I might as well use it. We just had some lunch and we've just come back, and it looks like the impregnante is pretty much dry now. Touch dry anyway. I'm pretty happy with one layer. I think it's going to be enough. It's the colour we're after anyway, I think. So yeah, we've just got to paint the hinges now and then get it all fitted back together. So I'm just cleaning up the hinges and they're coming out alright. Just from the door frame that Marie's just painted from the double doors for the utility room. So you can see before and after. Pretty good result. So I'll probably put a bit of etch primer on them and then I will spray them black. Matte black I think we like more, don't we? So, but it's pretty easy, you just have a metal brush, just give it a few minutes, run over, you can bring them back to life, which is good. So they're almost ready to spray them. This is the small window from the shower room. I've only put linseed oil on this. I just wanted to seal it with something a bit more waterproof. It's had 3 coats on it now, it should be enough. It's a little bit greasy, but it will dry off. You see I brought back all the old hinges. They've all been sprayed. New screws. I've bought these little catches which I quite liked, which work quite well, and they've got a clip system when you push. So I'll put that on this window as well, but I need the other frame to fit it. This one's already ready, but I couldn't go forward with it because I needed to put the glass in and make sure that will fit. We picked up the glass the other day, so I think we're slowly going ahead with that, I think, with the rest of the glass. So hopefully it all fits, the measurements are fine. But yeah, I've changed the hinges on this one as well, just to these simple sort of drop hinges. So get cracking with that today, I think. So we've got the glass back for room 2 with the big shower room. So I've done all the catches and the hinges, and the frame has now been put in by the builder, so that's in the house now. So I'm going to do a bit of a dry fit and see if I can just see if the glass fits okay, see if the measurements are alright. So let's give it a go. Whew. Window I was talking about earlier that we are going to put in the kitchen. This is the one Ava found by the bin. It's alright, the frame's pretty good, the windows are good, so I think we're going to go with this one. We might be really lucky because it might actually be chestnut, but we'll see once we sand it down. It looks like it might be, which would be great if it is. It's a good find. I think we're going to try and swap out the glass as well, so we'll router a bit thicker edge in, try and swap that out. All the hinges and everything I'm going to paint black, I think, but everything seems to be okay. The frame has had a little bit of weathering, but it's nothing I think a bit of sanding and filler won't sort out. So what do we reckon we've got? It looks pretty dark, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it looks like this might be paint as well.
But it looks sort of brown underneath there.
Yeah, I don't think it's pine.
No, let's hope it's chestnut. So quick update with the windows. I've wire brushed all the hinges and refit the hinges to fit a bit more, so it's a bit more square, the frame, because it was a bit off. A nice brass handle's come out of here from under the paint, which is nice. I've just been playing around with the lock mechanism. It's still a little bit stiff, but I'm pretty happy with it. I had to test it also to put these little they're draft catchers, which will be on the finished thing, but I just wanted to simulate what it would be like now, otherwise the lock might be a bit different later on. But yeah, the lock's moving pretty well now. It wasn't actually moving at all before, so I managed to grease behind here and it's a lot better. I had to cut away the edge here on this side of the frame, about 1 millimeter, not a lot, just to make it a bit more square again, but the line's a bit better as you can see now. So it's all looking a bit more square. So yeah, we'll keep going. Now I'll start to prepare the frame for Davide so he can fit it in the window, and then I can fit the rest of the windows. standing in front of in camera 1 when I was talking about all the frames was this one, which is not in particularly great weight, but I still think there's enough to use. What was a nice surprise about this one was that the window frames, which I've already started to do, are chestnut. Really nice old chestnut. So the idea will be here to router out a thicker line, and I've got some glass to put in, 3 panels separate, and I'll make new chestnut pieces here to go across, but a bit more filling. The colours are beautiful, so you see there's a bit more filler there to put in. But I think they'll work. So I'm gonna again wire brush all the old hinges and paint them black. And I think they're gonna look quite nice. You can see the shape of these old ones. So we'll try and bring them back to life. So hopefully that all goes well. And then unfortunately the frame is not chestnut, so we'll have to sand that down and stain it a chestnut colour. But all the pieces are really nice. It's got a really nice opening and closing system on this one. Just simply a bar, which we quite liked. That would just rotate in and out to close it. So if we get all the fittings well, it should be fine. Should be enough to open and close. So bit to do. Okay, so we've got the glass back, and just been routing out a new line in this chestnut window in room 1. It's going okay again. It's not really. There's quite a lot of rot on the bottom, obviously, because they're older windows. But I'm just trying to create a new line so we can at least slide the windows in. I've managed to get the other one to work, more or less. I've got a couple of pieces to add. So yeah, it's going all right, but it's just it's a lot of filler work. So it's just on and off sanding down. I replaced the top 2 pieces. I can't get hold of the same chestnut, so I've just done pine, but we'll stain it. Hopefully it'll be alright. I've just been playing around with the mechanism. I'm pretty happy with it now. I've put just little texture pieces of, I'm not sure what you call it, just a sort of draft strip, just to see that the mechanism's still not working. I'm pretty happy with it. So it's a little bit rigid still, but we can get it there. So the next thing to do is to fill everything out. I've also routed out the edges here. Routed out the edges here, so the glass fits. So we're getting there with this one. It's pretty close. So I'll just get this all finished, and then Davide can put the frame in the wall. So this is the almost finished frame now for room 1. I've just been spraying the hinges. I decided to leave the hinges in just because they're so difficult to get in and out. So I think it was easier just to work around them. And then I've just used a bit of cardboard to spray them off. And they seem to be coming out okay. This one's almost ready now. It's had 3 layers of linseed. And the pine pieces, the top and bottom, they've been stained with noche scuro, which is like a dark nut. I didn't go for a castagno colour, a chestnut colour, just because it's not dark enough. And obviously once you add linseed to the chestnut, it gets pretty dark. So, but luckily I got some lighter bits on the front here, so it's sort of blended a bit. But yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty happy with it. It's a lot of filler in the end, but we're, bring these things back to life. It's always nice. Nowadays, fitting the frame now. I've put the window on from the workshop just to see, it's not finished yet, just to see if there's any touching, any movement. It's got a bit of touch down the bottom and in the middle. So not too bad, but a bit of adjustment, maybe a bit of shaving off here to make the window fit better. I had a thought the other night that when I put in this new glass, it's quite a lot heavier, so it might be more stress on the frame, on the hinges over time or almost immediately. So I need to have a look, possibly replace the hinges, possibly add a 3rd one here, just to hold the weight. But the frame's in, which is good. I've just got to get back in the workshop and finish these ones off now.
Una piccola spiegazione per come mai in questi muri abbiamo questi vari buchi che sembrano fatti apposta da noi. Invece, quando ai tempi vecchi venivano costruite le case, non c'erano le scaffalature come esistono oggi. Mettevano dei traviscelli, pezzi di legno grosso, nei buchi esterno e appoggiavano sopra le tavole, cioè altri tavoli. Comunque erano praticamente così e in una certa distanza troviamo sempre questi buchi. Si vede bene dal muro esterno anche. E quando abbiamo stonacato qui sono venuti fuori tutti questi vari buchi. Quelli in basso l'abbiamo tappati perché però qui diventa
Una
cosa
feature.
carina.
Sì, e in questo qui abbiamo deciso di metterci un oblò che ancora non è arrivato, una finestra oblò, e quando poi sarà montata faremo vedere anche quella. Perché la vista è abbastanza ganza, no?
Che c'erano lì e lì.
So the holes that my mum was talking about, we have one in the bathroom as well, and we found some of those glass bricks, and we decided to keep the hole and use it as a feature. So it's going to be a little soap holder for the shower, and then we also put one in here on the wall that connects to the room, and then it's just to allow a bit of light onto the other side.